Love how you open things. I think I have to lift up my chair. Suddenly, is this chair shrinking?
I didn't adjust it at all.
What?
Hey, what the fuck? What if you were a professional? Hi, how are you?
We're doing great, guys.
Everything's fucking awful all the time.
The world's on fucking fire. We're on fire. Everything's on fire. Why don't you be a professional? We're also a little punchy. Sorry. We fought a toddler for... Well, you fought him for like 3 hours. I fought him for 1, 2, 1.5. No, I don't think anyone's gonna be drunk for a long time.
I got at least another 4 years in me before I do it again. And then I'll be what, 33? I'll fucking do it again. But there's gonna be a break. No one in here knows what I'm talking about.
No, and it's okay. James had a fun weekend. James had a great Friday night.
Listen, I may be King Gay of Liberal Island. Oh, wait. Yes, I did.
You told Green Gorilla?
I think so. Let's see. Did I?
I ain't told nobody. It's your story to tell.
Oh yeah, no, I did. Well, I told the Cliff Notes. I told them the Cliff Notes. That was bad.
Makes probably like my top 10 least favorite nights.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same day he sent the songs.
Mm-hmm. I have a sore in my mouth from stress.
Woo!
Oh, it was not fun.
I think the lead up to it was no.
I was not drinking with a happy heart.
You were not drinking with a happy heart. And that's the problem, children.
Well, the real problem is I drank...
Except everyone in that chat is older than I am.
I drank approximately a quarter of a bottle of gin.
And 2 beers. And wine.
No, two 12-ounce 8% beers. And a snifter of wine.
He did the whole beer before liquor thing. I think
I didn't mean to, but
in my professional alcoholic opinion, that's what caused it.
Oh, for sure. Don't do that. In case, you didn't know. Don't do that. That's bad for you. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your partner's health.
It's very bad for your partner's health. We got 1 more minute. This is going to be short. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about.
What do you mean?
You aren't good about liking things.
I'm great about liking things. I like a lot of things. I like plenty of things. I like this very much.
Yeah, but you don't know how to talk about them when you like them.
Yeah, I do.
All right, we'll see. Well, I'm willing to be wrong. You ready?
Get my notes out. It's not like it's without fault. It's got problems.
I think the main problem is they try to frickin' steamroll a plot in a short amount of time, but...
The problem is the pacing.
It's a book
That's the problem.
that is not adapted well.
It's adapted okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I can't say that. I haven't read the book.
Me either, but now
I want to read the book.
I feel like you get the Cliff Notes version. We should stop talking without me recording. What? Yep. 3.
Get the flubs out now.
2. 1.
3. All I can hear is the popping of my can of bubbly water. and my heartbeat in my own ears.
I didn't know what was going to happen because you messed up my countdown.
I didn't mess it up. I just said 3 when you said 1.
But why?
Because I wanted to mess it up, but you stuck strong and you did it.
Yeah, I just
You're
tune
a
you out.
hero.
I tune you out sometimes.
Damn. Damn, partner for life. Well, you know, if you don't tune me out sometimes, I think you're probably going to have like a conniption fit or something. So that's reasonable.
This is CityWavesCinema. I'm America. That's James. And
All
this
those things are correct.
is the movie Mrs.
Mrs.
Nope, Miss Peregrine. Fuck.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
That one. The one that I didn't know was a Tim Burton movie, which is kind of upsetting and shocking that I didn't know that.
It's a little bit of a surprise. Okay, some context early on out the gate here, for you, dear listener. Tim Burton directed, screenplay by a writer named Jane Goldman. This is based on a book also titled Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I think there's multiple books.
I believe it is a series, by author Ransom Riggs. The cast is pretty electric.
It's a good cast.
There's a lot of really talented people in this movie. It's about an hour and a half. No, it's 2 hours.
Yeah, I was like, it's 2.
It's 2 hours. So, we got Eva Green, Asa Butterfield, Chris O'Dowd, Terrence Stamp, Ella Purnell, Judi Dench, and Sam Jackson.
This was during the phase of Sam Jackson is in
Literally,
everything.
Yeah, literally anything he can be.
It's kind of like Lin-Manuel Miranda right now, like
yeah.
just everywhere.
So the book came out in 2011, I believe. The movie was adapted quickly and made into the movie it is, with a release date in 2016 in the fall. So I don't actually know. I'm gonna look real quick once I find the mouse. I'll look real quick. Budget 110 million. Wikipedia claims that its box office was 296.5 million, which is pretty successful. For 2016, that's making back more than double your budget. That's quite good.
I also I mean, it's not like a super huge release, but it had a following, so that was easy. Anything that's like got this little bit of a following, like a book series, is gonna make at least its budget back, if not more.
I remember seeing the trailer for this movie and being very interested in it, but it was also, I mean, it was being released right smack dab in the middle of every other movie about superheroes ever. So it is easy to be like, oh, yes, another one of those superhero kid slop movies.
I remember seeing the books in the library in middle school. That's kind of why I had a moment when you were like, it was quickly adapted into the movie. And I was like,
I mean,
I don't feel like it was that quick.
The books in middle school?
Mm-hmm.
When did the books come out? Because I thought they were out 2011, or at least one of them was out in 2011.
Let's see.
You should figure that out because
you
weren't in middle school in 2011. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, you weren't.
Not in 2011, no.
So we're gonna come out here and say out the gate, this is a Tim Burton movie that is not horrible. This is in fact a Tim Burton movie that I think is good. We have that recorded, and it will be posted on the internet for all to hear. That I think this is a Tim Burton movie that is good. What's that?
You're right.
2011, first one came out?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what I'm thinking of or where I saw it, and I was like, "Ooh, those books give me the creeps," but
Weird.
I don't know.
So we're gonna deal with a whole bunch of stuff in here, and this is a movie that makes me want to read the books because it feels like the author did a really good job establishing
Lore?
the lore and the world building, like peculiars and how one is a peculiar and why people can be peculiars. And they explain it really quickly in the movie, but it's enough and it's written well enough that you hear it and you go, okay, so this is probably like some well established type shit. Like I would compare it to I know you haven't read them. I've only read the first one, but the some of the Brandon Sanderson books. Uh I don't remember the name of the trilogy that I'm working on, but Brandon Sanderson writes these fat fucking novels, and they pretty consistently, as far as I've been involved in them, are really, really good at world building. All magic systems and stuff like that are executed really well. And this is a an IP where they deal with time travel in a way that is not complicated because they don't ask complicated questions.
I ask the complicated questions.
Right, but they don't, which makes it good. So the uh the movie is good. I wish there were more of them, but I feel it's probably an IP that if you try too hard to make more of them, they will steadily get worse as you keep going. So it very well could just be fine to be left alone. We're coming up on like 10 years of this movie being out. So I think it's fine to just let it be what it is. It's a good movie.
Did you hear that, guys? 2016 was 10 years ago.
Almost, almost. At the time of this recording, it was 9 years ago.
10 years ago.
They couldn't hear it in the podcast, but I rolled my eyes really hard at you.
James, we graduated from college 10 years ago.
Yeah, my knees remind me every single day.
Okay, just want to make sure that we're all aware of this fact. Carry on.
Okay. So let's get into the nitty gritty here. We've got a guy. His name is Abe Portman. This is a man played by Terrence Stamp, who I felt was wasted in this movie, but only for a little bit. Now, Abe tells his grandson stories from a very young age uh, about battling monsters and spending his childhood at this home for wayward kids called Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in this island off the coast of Wales in the UK. And he tells this, he sort of repeats the story for his grandson over and over and over again. His grandson's name is Jake, by the way. About like who all the people were, and he gives him these pictures of these freaky little kids, and it wouldn't be a Tim Burton movie if it didn't have a bunch of weird, fucked up little kids in it. A bunch of little freaks that no one wants to look at or be associated with. Little freaky, freaky guys. Yes.
Edward Scissorhands doesn't have a freaky kid. They're all adults. Sweeney Todd. Oh, well. No, Toby's not freaky. Sweeney Todd.
There are kids in Edward Scissorhands, and they're freaky little kids.
They're all teenagers.
They're freaky. And it's in Florida. Everyone in Florida is freaky. That's the rules. We have a whole lore about it. It's called Florida Man.
Sweeney
freaky,
Todd.
Freaky people. Hey, they're in Florida in this movie too. Freaky.
Sweeney Todd. No creepy little kids.
I didn't say creepy. I said freaky.
No freaky little kids.
Isn't his daughter freaky? She's a freaky, freaky little kid.
No, she's like an adult.
But in the beginning, she's not.
In the beginning, she's a baby.
Right, freaky little kid. Haven't you ever seen a baby? They're all freaky. We own one. He's freaky. Freaks me out, man. Sometimes he looks at you and you're like, ah, Jesus, it's a person.
Sleepy Hollow. No freaky children.
Well, there's a bunch of freaks in it anyway.
Okay, but your big thing was it wouldn't be a Tim Burton movie without freaky children. That's just not. That's inherently false.
I would like to amend my statement.
Oh my god.
It's not a Tim Burton movie without a bunch of freaks in it. Freaky, freaky little people.
Carry on.
All right. So Jake gets shown all these photographs of all these freaky little kids from the 40s, back when his grandfather lived off the coast of Wales. And one day Jake gets a call that he has to go take care of his grandpa, and his grandpa calls, or he calls his grandpa on the phone on the way there from his job. Jake is, I believe, 18 in the movie.
I
It's
think
not explicitly stated, but he's in high school, but he's also working a job at the grocery store.
I think he's 17, if I remember correctly. They say it.
Do they? Okay, I
Yeah.
might have missed that.
Because he
He's-
has a birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does. He has his birthday and he turns 18.
I think he turns 17.
Does he turn 17?
I'm pretty sure. I'll look.
I
Hang on.
think he turns 18 because then at the end of the movie, he basically just fucks off forever.
You keep going.
So, anyways, Jake gets a call to go take care of his grandfather because his parents can't get off work or whatever. So
16, he ages up to
16,
17.
he ages up. Okay,
Ha!
whatever. It only matters in the eyes of the law. So Jake carries on. His coworker drives him over to see his grandfather somewhere else in Florida. And they get there. His grandfather's freaking out. By the way, on the phone call, we're cutting back and forth between Jake in the car and his grandfather in the house, freaking out,
Well-
asking Jake like, "Your dad took away the key to the gun safe. What the fuck is that about?" And
Telling Jake not to come, telling him it's
Yeah.
dangerous.
yeah,
You know, kooky old man shit.
like crazy old Florida man shit. And then of course Jake and coworker arrive and they are driving through the misty neighborhood, and in the fog they see Sam Jackson's character appear through the mists. They swerve to avoid him,
Mr. Barron.
and he sort of disappears behind them.
It should be noted that he has white eyes. That's part of the creepy
he
factor.
does have white eyes. Just gives the coworker the heebie-jeebies. They get to the house. Jake goes inside. Well, first Jake bangs on the door for a little while, and then uses a key that he just has to open the door instead of just using his key immediately. For whatever reason, he gets in there. The house has been torn apart, completely ransacked. Back door has been shredded apart, the back screen door. So Jake comes out the back, shouts for his coworker. Coworker says, "I've got a 38 in my glove compartment. Stay there." Coworker goes back to the car and takes approximately 16 years to find their glove compartment and retrieve the firearm from within. And Jake does not stay there. He turns around, sees the back fence is destroyed, and goes out to the back fence, where he will find a flashlight covered in blood.
This crime scene, fully contaminated. Like, as a true crime person, I don't understand why people do this. Like, you come upon a crime scene and you just start touching shit. Like, I know plot got a plot, but it's like, no one would do that. No one would go up to a crime scene and just start rifling through shit unless you're in only murders in the building, in which case that's all they do. But, like, you don't just... That it's a big complaint about mine that I'm seeing in a lot of media recently, is just people going up to crime scenes and in which they are not like a suspect in. They would not have nothing to tie them there, and then just putting their DNA everywhere.
In Jake's defense, he doesn't know that it's even really a crime scene.
He thinks someone broke in. That's still a crime.
Sure, but that doesn't matter to him as much as finding his grandfather.
And then he picks up a bloody flashlight.
Yeah, and he doesn't know that there's blood on it until he grabs it, because then he feels something wet on it, which could be dew or moisture of any other kind.
You can
checks
see
it with the flash. Yeah, we can. He can't. That's part of the movie. He has to use the flashlight to look at his hand to see that there's blood on it, and then he goes, "Bleh,"
If my eyes can see it in the dark, why can't his eyes see it in the dark?
because the movie said so. You, as a viewer of movies, you have established yourself as being completely incapable of suspending your disbelief no matter what, which is really fucking funny, having grown up on Harry Potter and Twilight, two movie series that are steeped in being able to swallow an unfathomable amount of bullshit to stomach as plot.
Hey.
No,
No, I have a
no.
defense here.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do, because I'm willing to suspend my disbelief for the Descendants movies, and I watched all of them.
Those are hot trash anyhow.
Exactly. So I can
So
suspend my disbelief.
is it a requirement that the movie be fucking atrocious for you to suspend your disbelief?
No.
Because that's a common theme with all the movies that you're willing to suspend your disbelief for, is that they're bad.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's good.
We started this whole show establishing that all those movies are bad.
No, I think there's at least 2 that are in B tier.
All right, we started this show showcasing that the majority of the movies in that movie series are not good.
I think they're good.
Yeah,
They are
think that.
critically acclaimed.
Okay, but you can't
Anyways, Miss
fucking swallow your entire inability to be a movie viewer. God damn it.
I was willing to believe everything everywhere all at once. I suspended all my disbelief for that shit.
So why can't you do it for this?
Because there are just some things that are not... that it's wrong. There are just some things that are you can't suspend your disbelief for.
Such as
you walk up, see a bloody flashlight, and pick it up.
Character does not know flashlight is bloody, as evidenced by the fact that he picks it up and discovers his hand is wet and has to look at it in the beam of the flashlight.
Well, then he should look with his looking eyes.
It's the most basic of filmmaking techniques. This isn't even a this movie issue. Although you could say it for Game of fucking Thrones. Do you want it to be that fucking dark? Do you want it to be like that? Because we could make everything as dark as the last season of Game of Thrones so that you see exactly what they see, which is fuck all, and then you can bitch about it for the rest of eternity because you can see fuck all. Do you want it to be like that? Or do you want there to be light sources so you can see the action and we can pretend that the actors maybe can't see quite as good? Is that what you want? Do you want it to be like the last season of Game of Thrones? Do you want everything to be like that? You dense motherfucker. No, you don't want it to be that fucking dark. That's stupid and you're dumb. And you thought we wouldn't have content.
It should be noted that we love each other very much.
I love you forever, you dumb motherfucker. What do you mean they saw the army coming? No, they didn't. I couldn't see it. Shut up, stupid ass. Oh. They were completely able to fight each other in the dark and they could see perfectly fine. What are you complaining about?
If it's that dark, how do you even see the fucking flashlight?
You can glinted in the moon.
You can see there are dark patches on the very silver flashlight.
Well, maybe you don't. It could be mud. It's Florida. There's lots of mud in Florida.
Yeah, it got mud on it sitting on the metal fence in which it fell on, where it's not touching any mud.
It was past the fence. It was past the fence, and it was in the mud. It was just past the fence. You want to pull it up on your phone to see?
Nope.
We've done it before.
We should move on.
Are you sure?
We should move on away from the flashlight.
We should
talk about something other than the flashlight.
Boy, Hannah missed the Game of Thrones content. Sucks to be her. So Jake finds his dead grandfather.
Except he's not dead.
Joke's on him.
Yet.
Grandpa's not dead. Way to fucking slap me in the balls there to steal my thunder.
I really wanted to make my Olaf joke. Sorry.
Olaf joke.
Yeah, when he is, it's in Olaf Presents when he's talking about Mufasa, and it takes Mufasa forever to die, and he just keeps going, but he didn't die, not yet. First he, and then, and only then did he die.
I thought you were gonna talk about the other Olaf Presents where he goes, "This person dead, this person's dead, this person dies." I don't remember which fucking one it is.
I think it's Frozen.
Is it?
I don't know now.
Parents dead. Family is dead. I don't remember.
Oh, which one is it? No, you're right.
Yeah, it'll percolate in your brain. So Jake uses his blood-covered flashlight to find his incapacitated grandfather, rolls him over, discovers his eyeballs have been disappeared, but he's not dead yet. this is going to be a minor plot inconvenience because we will find other people who die later and have their eyeballs ripped out, and they're just dead from that then and there. They do not carry on being
Yeah.
alive long enough to deliver a message to an aspiring explorer grandson.
And for,
So
like, a long time, he's been laying there too,
at
'cause,
least an hour.
like, yeah, like,
So
ugh.
so
It's like the most glaring plot hole in the entire thing.
Abe tells Jake to get to the loop of September 3rd, 1943,
Along with a host of
and
other things.
some other facts, and the bird will explain everything.
He also says, like, I was trying to protect you. I
Yes.
couldn't. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Yep.
And use the postcard. And
It is at this moment that Jake will display
his
his
peculiarity.
peculiarity, but we will not really know it for sure until later. And his peculiarity is that he can see horrible invisible monsters.
You know, the best gifts.
Yeah. Reminds me of that widely critically panned X-Men mutant movie where they all, like, the kids go to this horrible therapist
Oh, New
facility.
Mutants.
Yeah, New Mutants.
The one that everyone was super excited for, and
then
then
it
they ruined it.
Yeah, and then it was dog shit.
Took them forever to release it. They did so many rewrites. I don't even know what for. The plot changed like 7 times.
Imagine if that movie was good, it'd be this movie. So Jake, his coworker finally shows up with a gun, and behind the coworker is this horrid abomination that
Like Slender
looks-
Man.
that looks an awful lot like
Slender Man.
a little bit like Slender Man, but looks an awful lot like the evil smiley face creatures from New Mutants.
Yeah.
They look shockingly similar in design. And
I never thought about it. I always just
it reminded me as soon as we saw the first one.
I always just immediately think of Slender Man because they've got like long
The
arms
long
and they wear
arms, the
suits and
no face.
Yeah. Like immediately, I just think of it as like
That
a
tracks.
stretched out Slenderman. But you're right; it does look
It
like the
looks like the
monsters in New
monsters-
Mutants. I've got to
yeah.
pull them up.
Yeah. So Jake points it out to the neighbor. The neighbor whips around and the camera cuts to Jake's POV, and all of a sudden, like, the neighbor fires off 5 of the 6 rounds from the revolver, and the like, don't they look so the same?
Yeah, that's
So-
crazy.
When did New Mutants come out?
Like, oh, we were in Texas, so sometime within
After
the
2019.
2020s.
Yeah, after COVID. I think they maybe modeled them off these. So neighbor just wildly fires the gun into the trees, which is terrible gun ownerness, but very Florida-esque. And then the creature just seemingly disappears, and we cut straight to Jake going to therapy, which is like, hey,
The
man.
only good thing his parents do for him in this entire movie.
Yeah, is he finds his dead grandfather, and they're immediately like, get the kid in therapy. So he spends a few weeks in therapy with this therapist called Dr. Golan.
A month.
3 weeks.
They say a month.
They say a month, but we know from later that it was specifically 3 weeks.
Well, Mr. Barron needs to get his facts straight because the doctor says a month, and then later he will also say
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So he needs to tell his story correctly.
So between 3 to 4 weeks of therapy go by.
This is only important for facts that will be revealed later.
Oh, yeah. So he's in therapy for an indeterminate amount of time, but the doctor encourages Jake to go on this trip to see the home for peculiar children and sort of try to get some closure for his grandfather's demise. Now, we got to talk briefly about Jake's parents. Jake's mom is a absentee-esque lawyer.
Sure.
she has a big fancy job that pays money but makes her busy all the time. And his dad,
She does business. She's a
she does, yes,
businesswoman.
she's a business person. And his dad is a failed,
writer who likes birds.
yes,
He's writing a book about birds.
but also an important fact, he's a giant piece of shit.
So is the mom. They both
So,
suck.
yeah, they both suck. So the mom can't be bothered to take Jake to Wales for a few days, but
Even though his doctor is telling them that he should go to Wales.
right, but his dad Frank apparently can. So Jake and Frank go to Wales, and they travel from Wales to the little island called Cairnholm, uh, wherein they discover upon arriving at the hotel that they're going to stay at, which is also a pub called the Priest Hole. That the home for peculiar children was bombed during a Luftwaffe raid in 1943. And Jake rolls up, and after being sort of psychologically abused by his father and some locals,
I was like, you're not going to talk about the rapping children?
I fuck those rapping children. Why were they included? We could have done the whole fucking movie and not included the rapping children. They were such a throwaway gag. It was so stupid.
I'm just surprised you had nothing to say about the rapping children. You were just going to skip right over them.
Basically, Jake wants to go to the house, and Frank's like, I'm not fucking going over there, which was the point of even coming here.
But
He's
also,
like,
you can't go by yourself.
I'm gonna go to the beach so I can look at the beach birds. Fuck you, Frank. So
but also, you can't go alone.
You can't go by yourself. So Frank takes Jake to a spot where the local youths are sitting around being delinquents and offers them money to take Jake to the other side of the island, which they accept. So two of the youths are like wannabe UK rappers, and they do a little rap bit as they walk Jake to a shortcut to get to the home for peculiar children. And the rap is bad and the beatboxing's bad, and then it's supposed to be. And then they get him to this shortcut and they send him down, and he steps into a bog, and that sucks. And then he goes, and it's a genuine shortcut, and he gets over to the home and starts walking through the ruins and seeing some of the places from the photographs that his grandfather showed him. And he's just sort of like checking it out, and then he starts hearing shit, and then he turns around and he starts seeing the figures from the photos like looking at him and then disappearing behind pieces of rubble and walls and stuff. And this freaks him out, but not enough. And so Jake starts to panic and tries to run away, only to trip and smash his whole face upon bricks. He will be none the worse for wear, though, because they didn't think about that.
Concussions don't exist when you're peculiar.
And also, neither do scrapes or bruises. So Jake hits his head somewhere that will be indeterminate, and he goes unconscious. And the children, these are the peculiar children, by the way, take him to a portal in a cave on the coast, where they then will emerge from the portal.
It's a loop.
It's a loop. It's a time loop. They enter the time loop, and when they exit the cave, they are in September 3rd, 1943. Now, the way the time loop works, explained poorly, is a peculiar who can manipulate time creates a loop, which is a 24-hour period, wherein the peculiar has to reset the day at the end of the 24-hour period, therefore creating a 24-hour loop of what would be like the perfect day. Um, and it's basically a safe haven for peculiar children. So they take Jake through to 1943, which is when this loop is, uh, to meet Miss Peregrine, who is the head mistress of the household. Uh, she is a particular kind of peculiar. She is what is known as an imbrine, which is spelled incorrectly.
It's spelled dumb. They're not even incorrectly. It's just spelled dumb.
It is spelled in a way that makes me feel like maybe the author was Russian. But they're called imbrines, and they are peculiars who can do two things. They can control time via time loops, and they can turn into birds.
And
that's what they do. Peculiars they have like really basic powers.
They can do one thing.
Maybe two if you're lucky.
Or they can like twist the one thing to make it do multiple things.
Yeah.
I'm mainly thinking about Emma with that.
Yeah. Like Emma or the kid who's got bees inside him.
No,
he can do a lot with the bees. He controls the bees.
Yeah, but really he can only do like one thing.
Well, yeah, but it's control bees to make them do what you want. And you can make bees do a lot of stuff. Anyways, so they basically explain to Jake how the time loops work and that they live in this day, September 3rd, 1943. And the kids all want him to stay, and we get this sort of burgeoning love story sort of thing going on between him and this peculiar named Emma. I wish they had a list of all the peculiars.
I can pull them up.
Yeah, pull it up because I would like to
go
through them all. You can
talk about how Emma's first love was Jake's
there is a list.
Jake's grandfather.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing, right? Abe left the home pre-September 3rd, 1943.
Which means he grew up.
He grew up to be an old man. He had a family, blah, blah, blah. He also had the peculiar gift where he could see the monsters. So here's the list of other kids and the cool shit that they can do. We've got Emma Bloom, who can manipulate air and is lighter than air, and she has to wear lead shoes or be tied to something to keep from floating away. Now, things get weird with Emma because she and Abe had this thing going on back in the 40s, this little like teenage love shenanigan back in the 40s. But then Emma stayed in 1943 forever, and Abe didn't. It was noble what Abe was doing, but he did not stay in 1943. So now Jake, Abe's grandson, has gone from 2016 into 1943, and Emma is basically smitten immediately, but very conflicted by it because she's like, I wanted to get it on with your grandpa, and now I'd like to do it with you, and I don't know how to feel about that. And that's also reasonable.
And also she's just convinced that he's going to leave just like his grandfather. Like,
True.
There's not a use getting attached to him when he's just going to go.
Right. So she's got a lot going on. Very good character. We also have Enoch. Enoch is into another girl in the house, but he can reanimate the dead and also bring inanimate objects to life as his puppets by placing real and or fake hearts inside of them, but the hearts have to be anatomically correct. And he will use this power to basically just have
Stop motion puppets
stop
run around.
motion puppet fights.
Yeah.
That is one of the worst sequences in the movie, is when we are in a real-time scene in Enoch's bedroom, basically, and he makes two puppets fight, and they are stop motion, and the rest of the scene is not stop motion. And it's like, oh man, Tim Burton just can't stop himself, can he? He's
Nope.
he's just vigorously beating himself off to fucking doing stop motion at any chance he gets. And that's just the way he is. So besides Enoch, we have Olive. Olive is a redhead who has to wear special black gloves that are thick leather because when she touches things, they catch fire. That's her deal. And she likes Enoch, and Enoch likes her back, kind of. He will by the end of the movie, but in the beginning, he's like, you're here.
In the beginning, he's very harumph like the entire time.
Hey, Enoch's a bastard the whole time.
Yeah, he kind of.
Even at the end, he's still a bastard.
Yeah, he just sucks. He's not a good guy.
We also have Millard, who is invisible.
We love Millard.
Millard spends a lot of the movie being naked, and they make a point of talking about it anytime his voice shows up and you don't see him wearing a hat or vest or something. And they're like, Millard, put some fucking clothes on. And he's like, but I want to, because he's a little British boy.
Was that your little British boy?
It was very low effort. We also have Bronwyn, who is like a 5-year-old with ultra mega human strength. And she's related to Victor. Victor's dead. We also have Fiona, who can control plants. She's about as old as Bronwyn, I think. They're both like
I think
7 years old.
I think Bronwyn's about 6, and I think Fiona's probably about 8.
All right. So, but she can do gardening with aggression. Imagine a poison ivy who's not evil or neutral evil. We also have Hugh. Hugh has bees inside of him. This will not be explained. We also have Claire, who has a mouth on the backside of her head that's got a lot of very sharp teeth, and she's embarrassed about it. We also have Horace. Horace is
one of the coolest peculiars, in my opinion.
Horace is a fashionista, if ever there was one in the 1940s. He's very into fashion, and he can stick a little glass thing on his eyeball and project his dreams, which on occasion are prophetic. This will lead to a sequence where we watch one of Horace's dreams, and it's like he's a peeping Tom looking in on Jake and Emma, like maybe about to kiss. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? We also have the twins, who are the Wikipedia article says they're boys. They do not establish that at any time, and they do not name them. They just call them the twins, and they run around. They do not make sounds that sound like language. They almost sound like Donnie from the Wild Thornberrys, but they just sort of make these horrible noises, and they run around and play, and they wear masks. And we find out what they do later. And we also have Victor. Victor,
you can tell them what they do. It's not like a spoiler that their peculiarity.
The twins are Medusa.
Yeah, they're like a Gorgon. They can turn you into stone if they look at you.
Which is how Medusa works. So we also have Victor. Victor's dead. Victor was Bronwyn's brother, and he was also superhuman strong, but he got killed by the same horrible monster that killed Abe, or one of them, prior to the events of the movie. So he's just a corpse in his room kept there to sometimes be brought back to life by Enoch when he feels like it.
For reasons that we don't understand.
It's upsetting, and I don't like it. Now, those are all of the peculiar children in the movie.
Do you want to leave it there? Or do you want to talk about anything else?
I need to talk about one more thing before we stop.
Okay.
Which is that Jake, to this point in the movie, having now arrived in 1943 and met all the peculiar children, is adamant that he can't stay there because he's not peculiar and he doesn't have powers and he can't do anything, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on with his dead grandpa. And it takes some like grinding, but eventually the gang lets him in on the fact that only a peculiar can enter a time loop. So he must be a peculiar, otherwise he couldn't have come to 1943. Now, we will also learn that being peculiar can be passed down genetically. But and I think they even say it skips a generation.
Yeah, it can skip a generation or multiple generations. She says it comes down the line genetically, but it can skip a few generations before you see anyone.
Right. So Abe had the gift to see the monsters, and this will lead to my biggest gripe with the movie, which could be addressed in the books, but I don't know because I haven't read them. But it is my biggest gripe with the movie. We'll get to that later. So there's at least something to talk about in the next episode besides the remaining plot. So yeah, that's all the kids. We're in 1943. Jake's basically going to be served a shitload of plot for the next like 50 minutes of movie, and then the movie's going to movie some more. So yeah, do you have anything to add? Yanni McYonnerson?
No, this movie is very much like a nothing movie for me. Like, it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not, I don't go out of my way to watch it. So it was interesting for me that you liked it so much, because you got done and you were like, wow, that was a really good movie. I want to read the books. And I got done with that movie and I was like, all right.
You fell asleep during the movie.
Well, I know, but I'd already seen the movie.
That's true.
And I did go back and rewatch the part that I fell asleep for so that I could be fresh for the podcast. But yeah, no, it surprises me that this is a Tim Burton movie that you view as good and I view as like forgettable at best.
Oh, really? That's it's so interesting because to me the Tim Burton discography is like Nightmare Before Christmas. Did he do Sweeney Todd?
Yep.
Sweeney Todd, this movie, and the other one I thought was good was Edward Scissorhands. And the rest of them are fucking abominations.
Horse Ride?
Terrible.
Alice in Wonderlands?
Terrible.
Sleepy Hollow?
Mediocre. For me, that one's forgettable. I don't remember fuck all about it. I know we watched it. I know you had me watch it, but it was...
You actually watched that before me.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably because I'm obsessed with Johnny Depp.
Frank and Weenie.
Terrible. What are all those other godforsaken animated movies that he's done? James and the Giant Peach.
Oh,
terrible. Yeah. Fucking all the Roald Dahl adaptations. Terrible.
He hasn't done them all, but
they're all bad.
That's a different discussion, Jay.
Did he do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes.
Mediocre.
Well, he did. He directed
Charlie. It, right?
He did Charlie. I always check my facts because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is Gene Wilder.
Yes.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is Tim Burton. And there's a reason for that, but...
Not producer, not writer, not additional crew. I want director.
Anyways, that is the episode 1 of Peculiar
Beetlejuice, terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Dumbo, terrible.
I forget that he did Dumbo, too.
Dark Shadows,
mediocre. We actually didn't mind Dumbo.
Objectively, no, but I can't. I hate watching those movies. Haven't watched that.
What
Haven't
about the
watched that.
Batman?
The nipply Batman?
No, the one with Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
I don't think I've seen it.
You haven't seen the Tim Burton Batman?
No.
Arguably one of the best Batmans.
He did 2 Batmans. He did Batman in 89 and Batman Returns in 92.
It's Batman Returns. Batman Returns is the good one.
He also didn't do. He didn't direct the a lot of the Roald Dahl movies.
No,
He just produced them.
You also just kind of like lumped those in there. He'd only done one. Oh, 2. James and the Giant Peach. James and the Giant Peach. All right, are we good? Are we good? Can we be done with this episode? You got more to say? All right, we'll be back.
He didn't even direct Batman Forever, which is the Jim Carrey one.
That's the one that I think of as being the Tim Burton Batman. I didn't know he did 2.
He did 2 Batmans, and not either of them was the one you thought about.
No, that. Oh.
He directed Batman and Batman Returns. He did not direct Batman Forever.
I'm thinking of Batman Returns, then. No, I'm thinking of Batman Forever. I don't know. What is this? I don't want to type out this whole fucking thing. I'm just typing. You'll know what it means. Did I even spell that correctly? I don't like her name.
Peregrine?
Yeah.
It's the name of a falcon.
I don't like that name.
The Peregrine Falcon.
Yes, I remember from the movie.
I need you to like it.
Why?
Because I said so.
You're gonna need to give me more than that, my guy.
No.
Okay, then. No. All right. It's time. It's time. Okay. We have some things in progress, which is the Puss in Boots series. The Last Wish or whatever. We're doing Wizard of Oz shit. Because we have Wicked coming up. Maybe James will go with me to Alamo to see that one. Part 2. Okay, we got 2. Trash. Trying to find. Okay. Let's do this one. Alright. A lot of sequels all over the place. Here you go. We'll be back. don't want to. I don't want to watch the Puss in Boots movie. I wanted to watch The Great and Powerful Oz or Moana. Ooh. I had a slight obsession with that movie, The Great and Powerful Oz. It has hot Mila Kunis in it, so I need it.
Supposedly out now.
There's a hot honey Cheez-It, guys. No, those ones hurt. You know what also hurt? Also hurts? The Barnes.
Oh yeah, those are tricksy motherfuckers.
Free's been getting in your way. Yeah, let's see. 2 votes Puss in Boots, 1 vote Moana. I'm curious to see how that breaks down. Alright. You ready? We gotta get going because you gotta shower still. So.
Good news, the rest of the plot kind of flies by.
Yeah, we just gotta stop getting in arguments. We've been getting in arguments like every episode. About things that are only slightly related to the freaking
usually
movie.
It's because you're being dumb. Not even necessarily dumb. Like, sometimes there's a really good intelligence to your argument. You're just also wrong. When are you gonna stop being dumb and wrong? We've never opened an episode with you going before, and we did right now. That's what that happened. I'm not editing it out. I'm leaving it.
Why do you hate me?
Why do I hate you? No, I think okay. Listen, I was listening to our show the other day to be self-absorbed, and
no, it's healthy for you. You should because it helps you learn how to be better.
It learns me something. That's for
oh
damn
my
sure.
God.
But I was listening to our show the other day, and because I do not do much in the way of editing the show, we end our show with somewhere between 2 to 5 seconds of dead air, and we open our show with somewhere around 2 to 5 seconds of dead air, which means when you listen and it goes from one episode to the next, you've got a full like 5 to 10 seconds of nothing.
You used to cut it down.
Yeah, I used to, and I don't because I think it's funny. And so when you're listening to it and like you're on like a long car ride or something and you're listening to it and you go from one episode to the next, we're like, all right, we're done. And then some stupid joke happens about how we don't have intros, and then we talk about what our names are and what the movie is, and sometimes it's like a part 2, and it is objectively truly terrible podcast etiquette. However, I think it's so fucking funny that I cannot stop doing it. Yes, America.
I'm America, that's James. This is CityWavesCinema, and we're talking about Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Nice. Good job. Do not high-five me hard in front of the microphone. There you go. That's what I like from a high five is teak. The most expensive wood known to man, teak. It's also heavy as fuck. I work in the furniture industry. America's gonna piss her pants, dude.
What is happening?
All right. There's a gas leak. We've lost our minds.
For anybody that is not watching this recording on YouTube,
you really oughta.
Yes.
You really oughta.
But it's been a rough week, so James and I are a little
week? Year?
A rough week more than anything. And so James and I are a little punchy, more so than usual. And
yeah, are you gonna stop being stupid and dumb at the same time? Why don't you learn to blink and breathe at the same time? I love you. I'm so sorry.
Like I said, a little bit more punchy than normal. I don't know where we are in the plot.
Okay,
because we took a big break to introduce the entire
we needed
home of children.
Okay, here's the thing. in the movie, Jake gets to the home, and we've only had like brief explanations as to who all these characters are. And there's a part of you that, up until this point in the movie, might think, oh, they're not real, or oh, they're like the old peculiars. But you get to this part of the movie, and it's like, boom, guess what? They're all here because they're stuck in a time loop in 1943. So Jake literally spends a bunch of time in the movie just experiencing all of the children and what they can do and interacting with them and genuinely building out these little relationships with them, mostly Emma, but that's because they're gonna bone later. um Much later, to be clear, like enough time later that they're adults later, I think. So now they're going to explain to Jake who the bad guys are. The bad guys are a group of peculiar mad scientists,
Only one of them is a scientist. The rest of them are just like,
donors,
yeah,
or wealthy
wealthy
peculiars.
peculiars.
Yeah, that is correct. The scientist is Mr. Barron, that's played by Sam Jackson, and they did an experiment where they kidnapped an Imbrine in her bird form and attempted to use some scientific gadgetry to harness her power to make them immortal. And what happened was it made
There was no
them
test run.
right. This was the first and only test. It made them kind of immortal, but it turned them into invisible monsters.
Talk
And
about putting all your eggs in one singular
a
basket.
single basket. And they would become hollows, and their eyes would turn white. And but before that, they would lose all their facial features to become those really long, horrible, Slender Man ass creatures with the big mouths and the teeth. And they discovered through some sort of bullshit that if they consume eyeballs, especially peculiar eyeballs, especially peculiar children's eyeballs, it gives them back enough of their humanity that they can look like people again, as long as they continue to consume eyeballs.
And in theory, there is a level of eyeball consumption you can reach wherein you would turn fully human again.
Yes. However, none of them have reached that yet. So, what they do, this little cabal of some semi human evil people and some monsters, is they hunt down Imbrines and their time loops. And because they're peculiars, they can enter the time loops. And because the monsters are invisible and no one except for Abe and Jake has the peculiarity to see the monsters, it's basically a free for all feast of eyeballs whenever they find an Imbrine's hollow, or an Imbrine's
Loop.
time loop. Yes, because the monsters are called hollows. A lot of terminology here.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So at this point, Jake has spent like nearly a whole day.
2 days.
Oh yeah, because he starts the next day with them because they reset the loop.
Yeah.
And this, I'll tell you what, the sequence where they reset the loop is really cinematically cool. However, it doesn't make a lot of sense what they do prior to the reset. Now, Miss Peregrine, when she made this time loop, made it in a hurry and did not pick the perfect day because the place got bombed. So she had to make the loop just before the bomb hits the building so she can save all the children. So, in order for her to maintain the loop, just before the bomb hits the building, she has to reset it and rewind it back to 24 hours prior to the bomb landing. So, at the end of every day, they all gather up, they go outside, and they put on World War II gas masks for no reason. And then they play the record Run Rabbit Run, which is great for any sort of old timey sequence. Terrific. And they watch until the bomb falls out of the plane and it's about to hit. And then Miss Peregrine does her thing with her watch and uses her power and rewinds the day, right? Very cool cinematically. Doesn't make a lot of sense why they put on the gas masks or why they all have to gather outside to watch it go down. Because she can just rewind the shit anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe it's explained in the books. Grain of salt. So Jake has to go back to 2016 temporarily, because his dad's like freaking out, and a bunch of weird shit starts happening on the island of Cairnholm in 2016, including all the cows being killed.
I thought they were sheep.
I thought they were cows.
Pretty sure they're sheep.
Maybe they were. All the animals.
Livestock?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for and didn't find. All the livestock are killed, and the townsfolk in this town of literally 93 people are like immediately suspicious of the two American foreigners.
I mean, they did show up and then bad things started happening. Like,
Correct.
1 + 1 sometimes equals 2.
Yes, but in this case, 1 + 1 does not equal 2. 1 + 1 has a secret third option in which it equals 4.5. So I really fucking derailed myself there.
That's what happens when you try to throw math anywhere.
Yeah. In 1943,
Yes.
a wounded Imbrine arrives at the house, Miss Peregrine's house, where they will try to nurse her back to health. She does become nursed back to health and explains that her time loop in January of 2016, which is the time it is right now, in Blackpool, England, which is not terribly far from Cairnholm, apparently, was assaulted by Mr. Barron and his gang of fucks, in which they killed all the children and tried to repeat the experiment, but she escaped. So Jake, back in 2016, finds that a local elderly man has been killed by a hollow and freaks out and goes directly back to the portal to warn the gang that the hollows have discovered them, basically. They're on the island. It's only a matter of time. His dad tries to chase him down because his dad's a son of a bitch. And a strange newcomer who watches birds and writes books, like Frank, chases after him. This will prove to be Mr. Barron in disguise, because Mr. Barron, as a peculiar, happens to be a shapeshifter
Yeah, he's Mystique from X-Men.
and also a mad scientist. But he can shapeshift. And he has been the strange local birdwatching newcomer this whole time. He has also been Jake's therapist.
Bum, bum, bum.
Which he had only done really to try and find the address for Miss Peregrine, the time and place for Miss Peregrine's time loop.
Would you like me to point out the second biggest plot hole in this movie?
Feel free.
As you said, Mr. Barron
Mm-hmm.
was Jake's therapist to try to learn when and slash where the time loop was, right?
Right, because Abe didn't apparently, or Abe got killed before he could give up the information.
Yes, but also, Abe has a giant fucking map in his house that takes up an entire wall, mind you, with all the loop locations written down and the day and time.
Yes, but when Jake enters the house in the beginning of the movie to find it ransacked, if you recall, it is shredded and destroyed.
So you think that the hollow that was not human shredded and destroyed it before Baron got there in the scuffle?
Either that happened or Abe, realizing a hollow was there for him and that Baron was close behind, destroyed his own map because he didn't have the weaponry to fight back. So he knew. Now, this is all a theory because the movie does not explain it. You're right. It's a loophole in the movie, or it's a plot hole in the movie, how the map gets destroyed. But the map is destroyed. And I think there's a world where Abe destroys it himself because he does not have access to the weaponry he needs to win the fight with the Hollow, and therefore expects to be killed in the ensuing fight. So he has to protect his time loop for his home, as well as all the rest that he knows about that he can protect.
Okay.
That's what I think could have happened. If that's the way it is in the books, awesome. If they don't even mention it in the books, it's a missed opportunity.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Carry on.
But it's good you bring it up because it is a question. He very pointedly does have a map where all of the known time loops are and their dates. So it's like, yeah, why didn't Baron fucking see that? So
also, why would you have that? And why would it be so big? Like, if you're gonna have it.
Well, okay. Abe's whole thing, as we learn later, is because he can see the monsters, he leaves his time loop and grows old, hunting down the monsters, but keeping track of where the loops are so that he can defend them from the monsters when they get close.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. Do that. Don't put a map up on like the wall where you can be seen from street view. Like,
correct. You're absolutely correct.
If you're gonna be the protector,
put it in a drawer.
Like, what? Don't like make a freaking
make it
wallpaper.
A digital thing that you keep on a thumb drive or something. It doesn't need to be the size of both our bookshelves. Like, yeah, you're correct.
That's my big problem. Is I'm like, dude, if you're gonna have it, be discreet. I feel like this is information that you shouldn't be able to read from your porch.
Right. Correct. So
carry on.
Baron posed as Dr. Golan to get Jake to go to the island so he could lead him to the loop. Baron takes Jake hostage inside the portal, takes him to the home, forces Miss Peregrine to trap herself in bird form, and locks all the children in a room in the manor for his hollow companion to show up and slaughter so they can steal their eyes. Then he is, of course, going to take Miss Peregrine as her bird form to Blackpool to do the experiment only bigger because they've got a bunch of inbreeds now that they're going to try and do it a second time to really lock in the immortality.
You know, because it worked so well the first time.
Now, what he doesn't know is that Jake can also see the monsters.
He also doesn't know that there's an inbreed in there with them.
Right, because he does not know that Miss Avocet, the wounded inbreed, happened to make it to Miss Peregrine's and is hiding within the home. So he fucks off with Miss Peregrine. Miss Avocet and the children barricade the house and prepare to fight the Hollow. And they're really bad at it.
Yeah.
And even Jake, like, they make a few jokes about Jake being truly, truly god awful with the crossbow later. But he straight up is so terrible with the crossbow. Granted, it's probably his first time ever using one.
And using
So
it
like
in combat. Like you gotta
you
run and
yeah, but he takes a shot at a standing still Mr. Baron later while he has time to line up the shot and straight up misses by like 8 inches.
I feel like that was like a running joke in the books that they tried to like just push
Yeah,
through in the movie.
it was probably some fan service in the movie for the book readers, but we haven't read the books, so we don't know for sure. This is gonna end up being like
Ballad of
like Ballad of
Songbirds.
Songbirds and Snakes, where we watch the movie and we go, we should read the book, and then we get the book and we read the book and we go, son of a bitch.
I have no interest to read these books.
I do.
But I did finish Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so
I've just started it, not gotten very far.
I enjoyed it. It was really good.
So Jake and the children barely escape. The creature kills Miss Avocet.
Their loop
and nearly kills everyone else.
And their loop closes.
Their loop closes because the bomb does hit the house. However, they time it with Jake's help just right so the bomb hits the house and kills the hollow. Because hollows are tough, but they're not survive a bomb from the Luftwaffe tough.
They're barely even tough. They get taken out by some stupid shit later.
Uh-huh. So the loop closes. Everyone is now stuck in 1943, which is only a problem for Jake because he's supposed to make it to 2016. So they now need to figure out how to get to Blackpool so they can find the time loop and get out into 2016 to deal with whatever the thing is, right? Because they know the time loop is January. So they need a boat. So what do?
I mean, they don't. We never mentioned Emma's secret boat
Hideout.
Yeah, which is important to how they get the boat.
Emma has a secret boat hideout on the sunken ship RMS Augusta because she can make
bubbles of air.
She can also blow enough air into it that it displaces enough water and makes it watertight somehow to where she can have the interior of the ship not be flooded and they can then light the engines and raise the ship from the bottom of the sea and sail it to Blackpool and then enter the January 2016 loop.
And then break into the entire building of hollows with like
yes,
no issue.
Correct.
That's the biggest yada yada in the movie is how they get into that building.
Yeah, the end of this movie is rushed, and you know it's rushed because the pacing for the first and second acts feels really good, and then the third act is like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and you're like, whoa, 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 okay, settle down.
Like a decom plot.
Yeah, it just goes fast as fuck. So they go to 2016, pop out of the time loop on this pier in the middle of some sort of carnival celebration of sorts in the winter in fucking Blackpool, England. And they go into the building full of hollows and what is called whites, which is what Baron and his human sentient compadres are. And we have a battle sequence where a bunch of children fight adults, and the adults win exactly as much as adults should win, up to a certain point. The children try to fight the adults, and the adults kick their fucking ass. Yes.
Is this before or after the fight with the Hollows. And
this is before.
No,
this is after. Because
yeah,
basically half of them sneak into the building and bait
the Hollows
Hollows out. Then they run back out to the pier.
I only care
fight
because of Enoch.
Yeah,
Enoch's big thing is during this part.
Yeah, Enoch basically takes the skeletal bodies of all of the dead passengers on the Augusta and puts hearts in all of them and creates a small skeleton army to fight the Hollows. They also devise a plan to make the Hollows visible by pelting them with snowballs and candies and cotton candy and other visible sticky substances so that the skeletons will be able to see what they're fighting.
I mean, more so Enoch can see, but
sure, yes, because it's his mind controls them.
The only reason I bring it up is because it comes to my comment that I made earlier. Wow, that was loud.
So loud. My God.
In that the Hollows died a really stupid shit. Like their big thing is that they're invisible so they can get the sneak attack, but I think overall in combat they kind of fucking suck. They're very weak, easy to kill.
It strikes me as like it's a classic issue of a predator that has no equal in its environment, but when introduced to a new environment or a predator that can beat it, it has no recurrence. Like, I can't think of a specific example in the animal kingdom, but like, if your only weakness is that two humans on the planet can see you, then you're going to win every single encounter when those two people aren't there. But if you have an encounter where one of the two humans who can see you is there, that is your only weakness, and it can be exploited in a million possible ways. So, Abe fucking hunted them for his whole life.
Yeah.
So, if you have one predator, you're still an apex predator. If you are prey to one thing, but you prey on everything, you are still an apex predator. But yes, they do die a bunch of stupid fucking deaths. And the one who does not die a stupid death looks like he dies a stupid death and then comes back anyway.
Yeah, they get rid of all but one of them.
Yes, which is important for later.
So yeah, adults fighting children, children fighting adults.
Yes. These adults will dispatch of some of the children, but not kill them in some genuinely gruesome ways.
Well, they try to kill them.
Yes, they do try to kill the children, but they do not succeed.
They come real close with at least two.
Yes, and then the twins gargoyle an adult who falls and shatters into a million pieces. And I was like, oh shit, like, we're not pulling punches here. Great, cool.
Also, the twins underneath the masks, horrific.
Truly terrifying.
If you thought they were terrifying,
hated it.
In their masks,
hated it.
Underneath, it's so much worse.
Awful. 0 out of 10. -4 out of 10. Dislike entirely.
It reminds me of that game, which I don't think we ever finished, but the smiling game. It was like that really, like, hand-sketched art where everyone had to smile all the time. It was like black and white one.
Yeah, I really hated that game.
It made you feel uncomfortable. The art was upsetting.
I didn't like it at all.
I think that's why we never finished.
Probably. Hard to make content when what you're doing fucking makes you unhappy. So just that game. And some of the other scary ones. So
the first 2 years of this channel. Got it.
Bingo.
Anyways.
Big fight. Eventually, all the whites are dead except for Mr. Barron, Dr. Barron, whatever. And he's going to square off with Jake, who has snuck in and is trying to get the Imbrines out. He is disarmed temporarily, and then he sees that his only way out is to shapeshift to look like Jake and use his impressive yet limited knowledge of Jake to try and convince the others that he is the real Jake, and then they will kill the real Jake instead of him so he can
Classic.
escape. Yeah, classic shape-shifting conundrum. However, there's one problem in Baron's plan, and it is that he does not know what Jake's peculiarity is and never asked and never bothered to find out due to hubris. So Jake sees the last Hollow who has snuck back into the building. Uh, and this Hollow sees two Jakes, and Jake is the enemy for the Hollows. So one Jake sees the Hollow and avoids the Hollow, and one Jake does not see the Hollow and is then promptly killed by the Hollow, and that's Baron. And so he gets got by his own pet, basically.
And then real Jake kills the Hollow.
Yes, and then real Jake catches a crossbow and for once in his fucking life maintains some accuracy and shoots the Hollow.
I would really be upset if it's a giant head that's like literally 2 feet away from his face and he missed.
Yeah, that would be bad. So the Hollow also eats Baron's eyes, which I think is funny.
Yeah, that's how Baron goes out.
So then Jake sends all the children back to 1943 via the time loop just before it ends. He stays in 2016, now very far away from where his father is.
But it's before his grandfather died.
No.
Yes. That was the whole point of him going through that time loop, and what Emma said is like you could go back before he dies, so he is able to save his grandfather.
Well, no, it's not that he goes back to before his grandfather dies. It's that he kills Abe, or he kills Baron and all the Hollows before they can get to. Well, that would mean, see, time travel's fucking fucky. Because
you said it was so clean and handled so well in this movie, and then we're going to ask questions, and this is why I mean.
See, if you ask fucking questions. But we don't know. We don't know when his grandfather dies.
In 2016. They say it a bunch in the movie.
But when in 2016?
Based on the climate and clothes, not winter where he is now. So
well, the thing is Florida. Is winter even winter in Florida?
Touché.
He dies in Florida.
Touché.
In an indiscriminate day of climate.
I always interpreted it as it was like just enough time before his grandfather died that he could save his grandfather and go see him. But I guess both of our things would be correct if that was true.
Yeah.
Because in order to save his grandfather, going back in time, he would have to kill.
He would still have to kill Baron and all the whites
before they kill him.
Right.
So technically, yes, we're both correct.
I think so. And also,
this is why you shouldn't do time travel, guys.
He's 16 years old. If what we're saying is true, he is 16 years old by himself in Blackpool.
But he goes back and celebrates his birthday with his grandfather.
Yes.
No. Oh, okay.
Okay, did you solve it just now? Because I was confused.
Jake says when he goes back to see his grandfather in this new timeline.
Right.
Grandpa, my birthday's not for several more months.
So he definitely does go back.
He is back in time. So he is 16 and several months before his birthday, which is what is the start of this movie. So he did have to go back in time.
Okay.
Because then his grandfather gives him the same book and yada yada.
We yada Jake getting back to America. And also everything that happens up to a point.
It only doesn't make sense if you think about it.
Yeah. So he tells his grandpa about all his adventures, and then Abe gives him the map of the time loops. and Jake,
And lots of different currencies.
yes, basically a box of money from all the countries. And then Jake decides that he's going to fuck off and use the various time loops to get back to 1943 to hang out with all his homies.
Which again, don't think about that too hard.
Uh-huh. So he does that,
Somehow.
leaves 2016. He explains how he gets to 1940, joins the Navy, fights in World War II, and then gets to 1943 to reunite with the gang right after in January. No, not January. It would have been, I guess, like September 4th, 1943,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when they come back through the January time loop
Mm-hmm.
into 1943, and they're about to get back on the Augusta to sail back to Cairnholm.
Yep.
For reasons that are unknown. Uh, and Jake comes sprinting down the fucking pier and boards the vessel and is like, "Surprise, motherfuckers, I'm back." And he's like, "It took me forever." And then he and Emma make out, and Miss Peregrine finds them, and they go to find a perfect day to make another time loop.
Yep.
So they yada yada the fuck out of the ending of that movie. Um,
Yeah.
if there is a flaw in the film, it is that, first of all, time travel. Second of all, they have to rush through so much to make it condensed into the 2 hours that it's in. And it's just a lot of like, and then this happens, and then that happens. Don't think about it. And then that happens. Don't think about that even more. Um, so yeah, there's good and bad to the movie. I think there's a lot more good. There's a lot of great acting. No performance is overdone. It does not have any of Tim Burton's muses in it.
True, it doesn't.
Eva Green's like the closest, but that's just because her personality fits his cabal of personalities.
I also like her.
She's great. But yeah, it's a bunch of other folks. Um, Good movie. I would watch it again. I probably wouldn't seek it out or anything, but
If it was on, you
if it
wouldn't
was on, I'd be
complain.
like, hell yeah, watch this. Um, it's so funny to say that now
I was
because we're
just thinking that.
in the world, like the year of our Lord is 2025, and TV is basically dead. So we've got everything on demand to the point where,
There is no casual viewing. You have to go seek it out.
yeah, I probably won't watch this movie ever again unless Sebastian says he wants to watch it.
That's crazy.
Because
I was
we don't
literally
pay for fucking TV.
I was literally thinking that as you were saying the words, I was sitting here going, I was like, that probably shows our age because that's not something
Yeah, we're never
we
gonna
do
fucking
anymore.
just stumble upon a movie on TV anymore and be like, hell yeah, let's watch this. No, that's not real.
Wow, we've had a couple existential crises on these 2 episodes.
Son of a bitch.
But we are going to watch the next Puss in Boots movie next time, which is
The apparently critically acclaimed Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I think that's what
I've
it's called,
heard
right?
it's kind of like K-pop Demon Hunters. I've heard so many people rave about this stupid children's movie that I'm like, all right, fucking fine.
I don't think K-pop Demon Hunters is a children's movie.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Why is it not on the list?
it is.
Oh shit! And it didn't get picked.
I did not put it up this time. I think I put it up last time.
All right, we'll put it up next time.
Yeah, no, I literally, if I don't hear people stop talking about this fucking movie, it's literally the only reason it's on the list is because if I hear one more person tell me it's like fantastic and one of the best movies they've ever seen, I'm going to lose my mind. But yeah, Puss in Boots: Last Wish next time. Until then, stay sane, everybody.
Oh, the Victor sequence. Oh. Ugh.
You don't even read your notes anymore.
No, I think I just take them so that I can remember. Like, not that I'm going to read them for the plot, but it's that same thing of like why you take notes on school lessons.
Yeah, I did that.
Well, the theory of it. You take the notes and then you remember the facts. Not that you have to go back and review them.
I never studied. Wait, have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters? Okay, Brie even says it's good. She says the soundtrack's fire. That's what I fucking heard. Yeah, we did have it up last time. If I had thought about it, I would have put that up instead of Joker 2, but I will remember for next time. And I think it's not written down either, because I think I was just like, oh, we need to watch this movie. So I will officially write it down. As soon as I find something to write with. K-pop. I've literally, like I said, haven't heard people shut up about this stupid movie. We're gonna be back tomorrow. To finish kindergarten. I got all the monster mons that I can do without doing the final mission. So we'll have the final mission and then we'll have the true ending come tomorrow. I worked very hard. I did like 2 days, 2 full days. You can ask James. 2 full days of monster mon hunting to get this freaking. I mean, I did chores as well, so it was like 50%. So I guess 1 whole day. Either way, I did a lot of monster mon hunting and it was annoying. And I have Felix's mission memorized now. So Kyle loves it. Kyle's the one who insisted Brie watch it. What is this fucking movie? All right, until tomorrow, everybody.
Weeb.